Forrest Zhu. Forrest, a question I asked you over the weekend because I spent a couple of days up there, and with the, you got the great team at the New Federal State of China Media. Is the black hand of the Chinese Communist Party partly in back of what we're seeing on the streets of New York right now in this whole Mandambi situation, sir?
100%. The previous guest mentioned about ideology and all the teachings in the school is all communist or socialism. What happens on the New York street is what really happening. If you think about what happens in Columbia University, which I graduated from, it's completely socialism, and all the students, Chinese Communist Party founded a lot of institutions in those universities. They pushed their propagandas, they pushed their ideologies in those universities. This is purely CCP's propaganda and their plan, which they executed for decades. And all the young kids, it was very easy to be influenced by those ideologies. And also, don't forget, Chinese Communist Party organized all those trips, organized all the young students goes to China, asked them to see all the big cities. But what they really cannot see is what happens in Xinjiang and Tibet. All the inhuman activities happens in those areas, also the rural areas where more than 600 million people don't even have food and don't have only less than $1,000 income in those areas. Those are the situations in China where the foreign student cannot see when they goes to China, because the Chinese Communist Party controls media, controls all the travel plans for you, even the hotel you're living in. Those students won't know the truth. They won't know the fact.
So, Forrest, Columbia is one of the biggest, as we've laid Jackie out in this thing. Columbia, Hunter College, they're the feeder groups for this. When you were sitting in the classrooms, understanding the evils of the CCP, I mean, how could you sit there? Were the young kids, the rest of them, being easily indoctrinated by the professors, sir?
Yes, 100%. Because now the new generation lives on the social media. That's why we keep saying you and New Federal State of China keep telling people the media has more power than the nuclear weapon, because it's easily to manipulate and influence the young generations. The professor, especially the young kids, they trust and respect their professors. They listen to them, especially when the Chinese control the mainstream media and the propaganda, keep promoting the Chinese is greater and the Chinese system is greater than the democratic U.S. system. So that's what the students learn and see on social media, the TikTok, all the YouTubers. There is so many YouTuber influence. They are invited by the Chinese Communist Party, go to China. They can make a lot of money and also have a lot of honey traps there. And then they are buy out by the Chinese Communist Party and promote their agenda and their propaganda. That's why the student and the young generations easily being manipulated and brainwashed by them.
You saw the fact that the Asians, particularly Chinese, were tending towards more MAGA and Trump, but in places like Chinatown and places like that have not integrated into American society, huge turnout for Mandambi. Do you see a direct involvement by the Chinese Communist Party in trying to assist this takeover of New York City, sir?
Absolutely. We see this, a couple of days ago, we have this indictment, I believe, for the New York State governor's assistant, and a couple of them, the situation. The Chinese Communist Party, when there is a commercial group and also a Chinese group, they always utilize, even in Columbia University, the student union, they will fund those student union and to promote their propaganda. They promote all the activities and organize them. Let's see if the Chinese official visit New York City, they will organize this student, pay them to go to welcome those officials, and all the activities they support. The CCP definitely behind a lot of activities in New York City, that's for sure.
Forrest, last thing, I want to get to the economy of China. I'll do that in the next couple of days because I want to take more time to develop that with you. But there's a lot of rumors out there that Xi is ill. This is one of the reasons he's not going to Rio, that he's losing his grip. He's trying to take over the military. Just give me a couple of minutes. Is that essentially you feel like a fantasy right now that he's losing his grip? He has an illness. There's been a revolt in the People's Liberation Army, or that other factions are trying to overthrow him in the summer. They always go for the summer conference, that he'll be overthrown there. Is that, and I think that takes place starting in mid-July to August. Is that a fantasy right now, or do you think that's grounded in reality?
That's definitely a fantasy. That's a disinformation and false information. And looking back over the years, the Chinese Communist Party has achieved absolute success in its global propaganda warfare, because they control the mainstream media, because they control all the media outsourced, so they can feed them. They can whatever they want. They control. Like look at about the pandemic. They can control the media to cover up the virus origin. But when we talk about this news regarding whether it's Xi Jinping's health condition or whether he's not going to the summit, this is all disinformation, because they use this as a political warfare, which used for this their playbook that's used by Mao Zedong when he disappeared from the public eye and hiding for a while, and all the informations are disinformation, and then all of a sudden he reappears with a more dramatic political movement like a cultural revolution. This is what Xi Jinping is doing. Let me tell you that Xi Jinping right now is laser focused on three things. The number one thing is the Taiwan. He's preparing all the manpower and all the resources prepared for recovering the Taiwan, because he has this mindset, want to go down in the history as the man who finished the mission, which is the reunification. That number two, he's working on the September 3rd, the military parade, as you know. This is after the Iran attack. He wants to show the world that the Communist Party, PLA, still have muscle to compete against the Western country. That's number two he's working on. Number three, he's working with Putin to together to further weakening the U.S. dollar, which is this is the big play they are working on. So I think right now we have to realize in China, even his health condition is top secret. No other Western media or just a regular journalist can learn this. So if there is any information, they won't distract you, they want to deceive you, and they want to take more time, gain more time to prepare for their next big move. That's what they are doing right now.
Forrest, New Federal State, where do they go to get to the show, the social media, all of it, sir?
Yeah, they can find us on NFSC on Gather, NFSC Speaks, and NFSC TV on Gather.
Thank you, Forrest. Fantastic analysis. You heard Forrest talk about the three strategies. Number one, the Taiwan, the putting Taiwan back together. Two is the military, which you'll have to use on the Taiwan situation. Three was the dollar.
Sign up for free and be part of the movement.
It isn't just an app. It isn't just a social media platform. It's a community.
Download Getter right now.